What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Wingin IT podcast. And today's episode is dedicated to our good buddy Vikki from Fangirl Review.
Hi.
How are you doing, Vikki?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing well. All right, Sandstorm, how you doing, man?
What's up, guys? Hold on, I gotta do it with the other hand. What's up? What's up?
All right, Jack, what's going on?
Nothing much, man. Just glad to have an episode dedicated to our buddy Vikki.
Hey,
Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can't say we don't love you, Vikki. You can't say it.
Whatever.
You're in the title. You are in the title.
And that's why we only got like 1 month for Black History Month, and then they want for that 1 month, and then they forget about them the next month. So let me see. Let's see, y'all keep the same energy.
See, so unappreciative. I don't get
I
it.
mean, for real. For real. Okay, so tonight we want to start with some terrifying news in the mobile market. Dr. Mario World is ending on November 1st. And I just want to say, for me personally, that it shall be missed. I mean,
Really?
you don't know how many times I've been sitting up in meetings and just started playing that because I was bored. I mean, how much I will miss playing, Dr. Mario World. Now, it's funny because I didn't see that coming, and I thought they were doing good on that, honestly.
Because they shut down all but Mario Kart at this point, right?
Yeah. Well,
Wow.
and Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem's still going on.
Oh, it's still going? Okay.
Yeah, because they just released another thing, because I got a notification for it. I'm like, I don't play this no more. But
it's too hot to drop. They can't drop Fire Emblem that easily.
Because that was the one that was charting. Because I know they had Dragalia Lost or something like that.
Yeah,
was called?
they had Dragalia, yeah. That
So-
should have been on console, but we're not gonna talk about that.
Hey,
But
maybe it will eventually.
yeah. Oh, maybe he'll show up in Smash, and now everybody's gonna be mad. But I just thought that was interesting that they were actually shutting down, especially Dr. Mario, unless they were making a Dr. Mario game, which might
It wouldn't be
still happen.
surprised.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So they didn't
I
give
mean,
they didn't give a Nintendo reason as usual, or they just left it alone.
They just said it's ending November 1st. Use all your diamonds before then, because you're not gonna be able to pull it over. So I'm guessing that because when they did the Tetris 99 thing, I'm like, why don't y'all do that with Mario, Dr. Mario? Because that's pretty much the same thing.
Right.
Much, yeah.
So I don't know if that's probably what they're doing, because they did the mobile one because everybody said they needed to go mobile.
Mhm.
So they did. So I just don't understand why they would drop it, because I thought it was doing well, but then again, I don't pay attention to sales and stuff like that. So
Right. I mean, honestly, like you said, I mean, we've seen time and time again when they do a mobile effort, it's boosted up the actual game in a series, but there's not a Dr. Mario game right now. So maybe there's one coming. I mean, we still have a quote unquote another direct coming up, because I mean, we still got the September, October lineup to do Nintendo Directs 4. So maybe we do get I guess the end of the year Dr. Mario game.
which wouldn't surprise me, because there's always a couple of surprises that we don't ever see coming that just show up for some reason,
Right.
and everybody's wild at scream in pain
Right.
at the same time. I'm like, this is ridiculous. So yeah,
It's a game you can shadow drop though. I mean, you don't have to put that on retail stores. You can put that digital only.
and let Limited Run take care of the physical, if that's what they want to do. I mean, 'cause honestly, when I think about Dr. Mario, it's not like a priority game, so
Nah.
it never has been.
Nah.
No.
But I will pour out a little bit for you, Dr. Mario, but I'm not doing that. So I'm just not gonna do that. So Valve released a statement last week, and because of course they got hit with these Switch comparisons, which I've been saying, like, why are y'all comparing? That's like, it doesn't make sense. And Steam Deck, Valve just straight up said, look, we're going after a different audience, which makes sense.
Right.
That just makes sense. Like, if your base is PC gaming anyway, and you're trying to say, okay, this is for our PC gamers. Now, the only thing I don't understand is the whole dock situation, because that's just
That don't make sense.
that doesn't.
You
make
got
sense.
your PC right there. So
Yeah.
Question
don't.
logic. Don't be applying logic to nothing.
Y'all know better than that.
Yeah, applying logic is not good. Hey, Andre.
What's up?
Is this
How's
the first time
everything?
we've had like this 5-person layout?
Yeah.
Yeah. We can get up to 10, but we're probably never gonna go there. I ain't trying to put 10 people in there.
No.
We ain't gonna have that. No.
Oh, you go here. Blah, 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 blah,
Yeah,
blah.
pretty much.
Yeah. So
Start raising hands around here. Like, all right, now you talk.
yeah. So Andre, we're talking about Valve putting out the statement that the Steam Deck is going after a different audience. So do you think that people will finally shut the hell up about it being the Switch killer? Probably not.
Nope.
But yeah, do you think
One word answer. Nope.
It's something to talk about. I mean, when you think about it, like the way that Steam Deck or Steam should have been trending, it was Switch Pro was trending on Twitter because that's what all people spoke about. See, Nintendo, look, that's what you're supposed to do. I'm like, no, that's not what they're supposed to do. But for Valve, I think this was smart because a lot of people don't think about it. You put them up against Nintendo in the handheld space, this could kill Valve. It's like, leave them alone. They're doing their job to say, hey, nope, don't you do it. Keep me away from Nintendo. They do their thing, we do our thing. We're not bothering them. They're not bothering us. Leave us alone.
It's like two rival gangs in the same neighborhood. You stay on your block, I stay on mine.
Did any of you guys pre-order? Did any of you?
I didn't. I don't have my Steam account anymore. I don't game on PC like that. So yeah.
I mean, I still have my Steam stuff. I mean, I'm kind of surprised by the games I have when I do go on there. Because I mean, whenever I reset my computer, Steam automatically pops up. So I'm like, wow, I do have that game. I could come over and play it, but I don't touch it. I mean, that'll change pretty soon because I'm getting rid of my consoles and upgrading my PC and then going to PC gaming. But as of right now, Steam sales is why my library is as big as it is.
Yeah. I mean, I got Steam too, but am I gonna get Steam Deck? Probably not. That's probably not gonna happen because I don't really have a reason. Like, if I want to play any of those games, I'm gonna play it at the highest fidelity that I can possibly play it. Like, it's really not a thing to me to be like, oh, I really need to beat this game, so let me take it with me to work or on a plane. It's never that serious. So I mean, that's really what the Switch is for, is like, oh, I got time, I can break off and play, Mario Golf or Smash in 10 minutes and drop it and then pick it up later. That's none of those Steam games, or at least my Steam games, can't play any of those like that. I forget what I was doing or where I was going.
Oh yeah.
I mean, y'all don't want to play Red Dead Redemption 2 for an hour and a half?
Absolutely.
I don't want to play Red Dead Redemption, period.
Oh man,
no,
that thing's gonna drain that battery. That's why I was like, I see what you're doing, but your battery is gonna die if you try to play that thing. You imagine going on a 10-hour trip and the only two games you're gonna play is Red Dead and Final Fantasy 14. Good luck.
All right.
I need. Talk to me like 2 years from now, because I don't want something to become a paperweight. Because I done bought it when it first came out. It was cute for the first 6 months, and then it just fell off and nothing.
And I got no real appeal. You know what?
Controller.
I lied. The person, I know somebody specifically who it has an appeal for, and that would be my sister. But the only reason why I say that is because she is heavy on The Sims. So, like, if she could take that any and everywhere she would want to play, like, that's for her. That thing is definitely for her. But outside of that, nah, not really. I don't see. It's like very niche.
I mean, I can think of some use case scenarios for it, but honestly, it's not the biggest, most appealing thing. And plus, honestly, if we're talking about stuff being a Switch killer, the Steam Deck ain't nowhere near it.
It's not close.
There's already hardware out now that's better performing than the Steam Deck will be.
Right.
That nobody's spending money on.
Jake Paul and Mayweather, man. Jake Paul and Mayweather.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what
So
it is.
the smaller one with more experience and the bigger one that can swing and miss.
Right.
I mean, I have a aunt. She's like exclusive to Sims. I don't ever see her play anything else, and she's been like that since we had a gateway all-in-one computer when the first Sims came out, and she's been consistent. She bought her a brand new laptop just to play The Sims, but she also uses her laptop for other things outside of just The Sims. So the Steam Deck would not appeal to her.
No.
While it would be nice for her to take stuff everywhere, she'll tell you, hey, no, I just like to sit in my room, pull up my laptop, and then go to these other sites where you can mod and put your own costumes and stuff like that on your Sims that they don't have in the game, opposed to taking this everywhere with me. I don't know, like this right here in itself, they're gonna have to sell it to the PC crowd to say, hey, we know that you've been arguing about we have the best graphics, but hey, dumb down just a little bit for portability. And then we'll blow everything else out the water, because it just doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. I see where it works for hardcore gamers, but you're gonna have to sell them on docks, and then, like I said in my video, possibly a brand new controller, or run the old Steam controller back again, which didn't sell well.
No,
so I don't know.
It's like for an entry level, really, for like the person who wants to get into PC gaming, but like doesn't want to shell out the money to like get into like the mid, higher, upper tier. And but I feel like
that's still a lost stuff.
If you, you know what
honestly,
I mean? Like if you go put that much money into it,
might as well get your pre-built.
You get a pre-built for that same price and have a lot more stuff with it, and you could, with the price that they're charging for it, you could get a pre-built, have your accessories, and get everything set up in a few minutes.
Yeah, pretty much.
So it's more or less for the person that wants to have their at-home system, and then something that they can take on the go with their games.
Yeah.
Because at that point, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to ignore that deck, especially with Steam doing cloud saves. They're just like, okay, well, I'll just pick the game up on my Steam Deck and take it with me. And when I get home, I'll put it on a charger and I'll play on my PC.
Right.
Yeah, because that makes the most sense. And plus, people, let's not forget, Valve is about as bad as Google when it comes to like shutting down support.
Yeah. Like, hold on to nothing.
I mean, because that Steam Deck controller was nice.
It was.
Y'all don't hear about it no more, do you?
Dude, it was all over GameStop. It was everywhere.
It was everywhere.
I think I saw those things in stores once.
That GameStop was trying to push them. That's where I got mine from.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like, for me, even when you think about the PC crowd, most of what they play is online. When you talk about, the MOBAs, talking about the MMO games, shooters, they're all online. So unless you got Wi-Fi in your car, or you go into Starbucks to play a PC game, I don't know. Like, I don't see how they market this. And it's cool with the new IGN. I mean, IGN showing it off. I mean, but no one likes IGN. But at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, when you get ready to market this to the masses, what do you say?
You know what? Just take your L and be like, it's better than Switch.
You can go the Sega route. Go the Sega route. That's the best you can do. Go the Sega route.
That's all you really can. That's all you really can do.
I mean,
if they do that, they sell themselves to the grave.
Yeah, they're gonna.
It would not be in their best interest to do that, because all Nintendo gonna do like, oh really?
Yep. I mean, you gonna die. You gonna die, but you try.
Nintendo will be like, I bet. Nintendo will be, I bet.
Nintendo going to see that message like, oh, okay, so we about to drop 6 games this month. Just for that statement.
And Valve can't show up with anything, because I mean, what, Half-Life? When was the last time we got a Half-Life game? Minus Alex.
Right, that's what I was saying. 3 is.
We sitting on Portal, waiting on 3. We sitting on Half-Life, waiting on 3. We waiting on the new Team Fortress. I think they want Team Fortress 2. We waiting on a 3 on that.
Yeah.
They can't
remember they can't count the 3.
Yeah. They can't do 3s.
Yeah. So they can't count the 3. So
I wouldn't worry about it. I mean, honestly, a lot of people forget the casual market is what gets you those millions and millions of sales.
Yeah.
So I mean, we saw it firsthand. Wii U sold 15, and the casual market didn't show up. Right. And that's the only reason why PlayStation gets where it gets. Like I said before, they're kind of the market leader. They're the ones that people mention, the brand name. Like, oh, I'm finna go get the new PlayStation. What does it do? I don't know. I was getting the new PlayStation.
Yeah,
That's
it's new.
that's
It's new.
casual. It's new.
Let's be honest. The reason people stick to PlayStation is because of the PS2. PS1 did great,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
but the PS2 didn't have that daggone DVD, didn't have DVD playback functionality out the box.
Yeah.
That wouldn't have sold as well as it did.
And then the Blu-ray with the 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just
because GameCube and OG Xbox was better designed and just
better games.
Better designed. They were more efficient.
Yeah, they had to come out with the Slim to keep up with them.
Yeah. I don't know, but they have a task on their hands, and as of right now, if we're really talking about the real first ones going out here in a few months, they're not doing a good job marketing right now.
Yeah.
So.
Well,
the bad thing is you can go pre-order it and you still probably won't end up with it until like September of next year.
Yeah.
That's another problem.
And like I get it. That's probably because of the chip shortage, and they want to make sure they get them out in increments. But still, like this is probably just not the best time to launch it.
Right.
It's supposed to launch in December.
Should have waited till next year.
They should have waited until they had a supply.
and
it's the same thing Microsoft Sony should have done.
Yeah, but here's the funny thing about that. Like you would think Valve would know that since that's their area of domain.
Right.
Is the PC once again, the PC shortage has not stopped. That is projected to be back to normal around. I think some analysts believe October, November, but you just should have waited.
I'm saying January of next year.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's the optimists. The optimists are thinking that. But I'm just saying, like, if I'm Valve, I'm like, I'm not saying nothing until next year. Because once again, your fiscal year starts in March.
And it's not luxury. It's not like it's a luxury item. Like,
no.
First come, first serve, and we about to be sold out.
That's a rent payment.
Yeah.
That's a few bills.
Yeah. So it is what it is. But on the Sony front, and Andre, I'm gonna let you handle this one because you
nice segue.
Because of my analogy for those SSDs.
Yes,
that 4 terabyte one is like somebody's mortgage payment.
Yep.
And the 2 terabyte is like a rental payment. The 1 terabyte is the same thing as a Steam Deck.
That's nuts.
Now I do want to say this.
Hold on. And that 500 gigabyte one is pointless.
Yeah.
What do you?
Call of Duty made that thing obsolete. So
Oh yeah.
But I want to say this: like, if you go to Best Buy now, you can because I got a 4 terabyte external hard drive for $109.
Oh yeah, man! I just seen that. I just walked past. I was at. Do y'all have Sam's Club down there?
Yeah.
Okay. So I just walked past and Sam's Club, and I was like, "Oh dang, 4 terabytes for $150?"
And
people forget that's because that's hard drives and not SSDs. But as it has come to be found out, the work that they've been doing on SSDs is now going to be benefiting hard drives, making them faster. So you're going to have faster and cheaper.
Yeah, and remember, I mean, because I remember asking, I'm like, wait a minute, why don't they just let people just hook up an external hard drive like they did last gen?
Well, the problem is
Sony.
They decided that you could use it for backwards compatibility, but not new games.
Yeah. So I'm sitting here thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, so I'm looking at SSDs and I'm like, yeah, Sony, I think y'all kind of shot wrong here because even some of the SSDs aren't that expensive. I don't know what Seagate is a 1970s blaxploitation pimp.
Seagate is out of control.
Look, baby, look, Sony, baby, you gonna
give me you gonna give me that mortgage payment this month.
Yeah, Seagate is wild, man.
Look,
but
Sony,
what's worse is the whole process for changing out Sony's drive. You gotta use a heat sink.
Straight computer style.
You gotta use a heat sink. Like how many? Okay, I'm just gonna ask.
How many people gonna know how to do that?
Yeah, how many of these lazy people going to sit here, get a heat sink, and sit here and do all this technical crap, and then botch their system and have to go buy another one?
Oh, I
Not
got
even that. The
I got
dude
to use the
bros.
Twitter excuse.
The dude
If I
bros.
can do it, anybody can do it. You guys are just making an excuse. Y'all just hate Sony. That's
Yeah.
the problem. Everybody
Xbox,
knows how to take
Xbox
apart
is
their
lazy.
PlayStation and put a SSD in there. Everybody does.
Xbox
Even
is
though they were
lazy.
struggling with the stand.
Yeah.
Hey.
So yeah, I was sitting there and when I saw it, because at first I was like, okay, there ain't no way in the world Sony's gonna allow Seagate to do this. That's gonna kill. Nope. Nope.
Nah.
Meanwhile, Phil Spencer and Microsoft like
Got you.
Because it was smart.
Yeah.
It was smart. I mean, I get it. You know, in due time, the prices due to competition may drop, but that was kind of the argument a lot of people were making. But when it came down to SSD, that doesn't seem to be very true right now. Like those prices are not really budget.
No.
So
and it's
hard
not
drive
going
space,
to.
and it's not. It really isn't.
Once again, we're in the inflation time space because of the pandemic. So stuff is not going to be moving off price until people start back spending money to get, the economy rolling like they wanted to.
Right.
So do not expect them prices to drop until
not till the
Christmas next year.
Not until close to halfway point of PS5 at least.
Right.
Yeah, they ain't not gonna drop. So I'm guessing people who know how to do that, they finna make a lot of money.
And that's sad because it's the common people. You got to worry about the common folk, not us. You got to worry about the common folk.
Exactly. That's the key thing right there that a lot of people are forgetting right now.
Look, people that don't know how to take apart their PCs are going to be oof.
Yeah.
I mean, really stop and think about it. We know there's your casuals, there's your hardcore, and then there's those that have their exclusive franchises that they deal with every console generation. People that buy consoles just for 2K, just for FIFA, just for Madden, just for COD. And COD is the main one. So you're going to have to expand your memory for COD because at this rate, it might be the first 2 terabyte game out here on the market.
Which is ridiculous.
It's crazy.
I hate that game.
I mean, at release, it was 287 gigs at release.
That was stupid.
287.
And it uninstalls itself. I had to wait 5 days for this thing to install. And then I go to play. I'm like, all right, bet. All my friends like, all right, let's play. I turn it on. We decided to uninstall your stuff. What you mean? You decided I wasn't playing it. You took it off.
It was doing you a favor.
I can't play with nobody.
It was doing you a favor.
Yeah. Doing you a solid.
It's
but
like,
not really, because like they still hold up the space even though it's not on there.
Right.
And then you just put
that's
it
worse.
Either be gone or be here. It's like it's a toxic relationship.
That's your man right there. That's your man right there.
Here.
That's your man. He come in, he eat up all the food, lay on your
roll
bed.
out.
Yeah.
Roll out.
And then he'd be like, remember though, we not dating.
Exactly. Not together though. But you can't be with nobody else.
But you can't be with nobody else.
That's exactly what it's like. You can't be with nobody else. There ain't enough space in here for anybody else. That's
right.
Exactly what it is.
That's literally what they do. Call of Duty said, "This is my console. Ain't nobody else supposed to be installed on here.
Right.
You're cheating on me."
You look, you can't have no other games on this system. It's me alone. Take it.
And you know the worst part is they're gonna come with a COD special NVMe drive. They're gonna have their own special.
They better not.
They're gonna have their own special SSD. Come on now.
Yeah.
They gotta get in too.
Activision about to grow an afro. Activision about to grow an afro. They're about to have some bell bottoms on. You can start hearing some Ike Turner music.
Well, I mean, they already doing that.
I'm about to say at the rate they're going right now. That'd be right.
To Activision, bruh, y'all off the chain. That's all the number. I'll leave it at that. Y'all off the chain. The most stuff that come out, you like, what? Yo, HR is that bad too, bruh? Yo, HR was in on it. Y'all done. Y'all are done.
They need to swab all of the upper management of that company.
Bruh, if you are an exec in that company, your best bet is to bail right now. Your best bet is to bail.
Bail before anything else comes out.
Yeah, because
Because you don't want to get named in something and then you get taken down. So
Right.
Yeah, because
Get out.
they're finna start telling on each other.
Oh
Everybody
yeah.
start telling
Oh
each
yeah.
other.
It's
Lot of
Snitch
finger
City
pointing.
now. It's Snitch City.
Yeah.
I bet you. Hey, all
That
the
wasn't me.
desks, all the desks is all lifted up, and everybody.
What was it? Which movie was it? I'm thinking about. Remember the scene in Fun with Dick and Jane when they was tearing the office up? Yeah, that's what that's about to
Yeah.
do. Burning files, throwing things out windows, people jumping off
Yep.
sides.
Yeah.
Where it's going.
Just running around with
Like,
plants.
Man, I've never seen a company. Every time somebody makes a statement, it gets exponentially worse. Like usually when the PR people and the CEO and the CFO and the CIO come out and make a statement, usually it gets a little bit okay. I can try. No, every time one of them dudes say something, I'm like, y'all just shut up.
Like just keep your
Just
mouth
shut
shut.
up.
Just zip it.
Quiet.
Like just be quiet and retire before this they name you.
Right.
I'm like,
Boy.
I'm sitting there looking at Activision like, all that bragging y'all were doing. Cause remember,
Come to
so
find
ready.
out, most of the work was being done by like 15% of the goddamn company.
yeah,
Yeah.
like, bruh. And now people are talking about they're about to give them the EA treatment where they don't buy none of their stuff.
Yo, hey, can I keep it 100 on that?
Yeah.
Okay. Look, y'all. I don't like Activision either. None of us like Activision now. We're not on the Activision team. But the small majority that's been making these games, don't act like y'all not about to buy those. I won't say that.
Yeah.
I won't say that. Don't just go off the handle and be like, I'm automatically not supporting y'all, because that kind of adds fuel to the fire where these people have been doing backflips and taking all this abuse to make these games happen,
Right. Yep.
and then you're not supporting them. That just shows like and people who make money, like, and that's all they think about. They ain't cared about their employees.
Yeah.
If that game wasn't making money, then in their head they were right. Like, yeah, we put you through all this and you weren't really worth nothing. Like, so why would we keep you anyway? It was their fault. Move them along. Move them along. We'll find somebody else to take that place. So
But
that's something that needs to happen internally. Like,
Yeah.
that needs to get fixed within themselves. Just straight up. I'm not saying go ahead and buy everything that they got, because I'm not gonna do that either.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna be no hypocrite. I ain't gonna be no hypocrite. But I'm just saying, just consciously what you're buying or what you're into, consciously think about what you're doing, because there is more than just one repercussion to whether you buy or don't buy something.
Yeah, because I mean, the not buy thing is not the answer for everything.
No,
Yeah.
it's not. But in this situation, dude, it's kind of hard to like be like, okay,
It's not no gray area.
Yeah. I mean, there is no gray area. It's either you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Because if you do support, then it's like, okay, well, no one's against what they're doing. But then if you don't support, the people that were in that situation don't get paid. So it's like,
that's why I'm like, at this point, if I'm on that board, y'all all gotta go. If I'm on the board, y'all all gotta go. Number one,
Quit
and
take your severance pay.
Because now you messing with me getting a yacht and inviting Leonardo DiCaprio on my yacht for Christmas. So I'm not getting my yacht this year because of yo trifling behind. So
Vikki
all
not
y'all
happy.
gotta go.
If Vikki not happy. If Vikki not happy, then I'm not happy.
Exactly.
And somebody put her game back on her console.
Man.
That whole situation, I'm just because it's every week, and I want to say it was every other day last week, because I'm like, bruh, when the CEO came out and said something, I'm like, dude, shut up.
Like, just keep your mouth shut. And then the following day, we found out something happened.
Yeah, and then the HR person came out, and I'm like, you really need to shut the hell up.
And then you come to find out the freaking HR department was right next to the room where all that stuff was happening.
Stuff was going on, and they got pictures of the HR person with the doggone people that was being reported. I'm like,
and he was talking to him about bringing girls, and I'm like, this dude married, and his wife now sees all these messages.
You're supposed to be
bro. You should have just.
Can you imagine having to having to go home.
I don't think he went home.
The bad thing is, I think if he hadn't said anything, none of that would have popped up.
Yeah,
it wouldn't have popped up at all. But he had to open his mouth.
With his mouth, I'm like, bro.
It's like, oh, for real. They're like, oh, for real. Oh, release Torpedo 1. Release the first Torpedo. We got him.
You too.
And, also, you do realize that I got this on my Google Photos, right? Run up the photos, man.
Hit dog will holler. That's what's gonna happen.
So you said this didn't happen. Hey, timestamp that. That was BlizzCon 20. That timestamp. So you said you were not in the room. You weren't in the room, right? Okay. Hey, can you bring up?
Then you try to walk it back. Yeah. I didn't know what was happening in there. I'm like, bro,
you taking a picture next to the Bill Cosby. He's next to the Bill Cosby picture.
That didn't make it any better. Like, I know this has nothing to do with Bill, but this, the setup was just all the way off.
We
like, you could have had anybody else, and you chose Bill.
We support
all people. You couldn't have set this up any other way. This is a comedy sketch. There's no way you set this up any kind. Yo, that was nuts.
Yeah, because it was like snowball effect. It kept getting worse, and I'm just like, bruh, if you got stock in Activision, bail. Bail.
You gotta sell right now.
Yeah, right now. And when they get all this cleaned up, then come back. When stock is like $10, because I'm like, ooh, you know what? Now I think about it, I need to make a note of that.
Oh yeah, you might want to everybody in the chat make a note of that.
Yeah,
when Activision get punched and everything starts falling, get ready to buy them stocks.
Right.
Yeah,
because they're gonna get a new team. I mean,
Blizzard to save them. Blizzard to save them.
Blizzard can't save them. No, Blizzard can't.
Tencent to save them because Tencent like to buy people. You know, so Tencent to save them.
Blizzard, because 2 of their execs was in on it, so Blizzard in the same boat.
I think the only thing we haven't heard from is Treyarch. That's the only one we haven't heard anything from Treyarch.
Just wait. Trey come out.
Trey, like, please don't say that. Please don't say that.
Like, you clean? Like, no, we don't want to do it.
Treyarch team, we having a team meeting today. Why? Man? We in the middle of working on DLC. Get your ass in this office. Which one of y'all was in that room? Dude, none of us were here. What are you talking about? Oh, thank you, Jesus.
We need to stick together. We need to stick together.
We doing a lie detector test at that point.
If I find out any one of y'all was in that, dude, you notice how them teams having the meetings this week, boy. They're like, nah. If I find out any one of y'all was in that BS, like,
imagine how many other companies are in meetings because of Activision right now.
Oh, dude,
they break any y'all got anything like this going around right now? Y'all better fess up because it's
right. We're not trying to be like them. We ain't trying to
time for it.
That's the other thing too, and I said it last week. I'm like, the reason why I have no sympathy for anybody at Activision is because you should have cleaned house in 2010.
Right.
When the Me Too movement and Time's Up and all this stuff started popping off, you should have been like, hey, has any one of y'all? Then you find out the stuff from HR. Wait a minute, why you ain't report this? Okay, all y'all gone. All y'all gone. All y'all gone. Bring them people in here. We need to talk to them. But all y'all, the whole HR department, y'all gone.
The HR department, though.
Yeah, human resources.
Like, y'all need to go to HR. HR part of it. Like,
I wonder how they felt whenever they was told that. Like, you need to go over to HR. Oh, I don't want to.
I think the only time I've heard something like this is like when people be telling me, like in the military, they're like, "Oh, go to the chaplain assistant." Like, that's the worst person because the chaplain assistant is like the main one getting kicked out because of like drug offenses and stuff like that. But he's supposed to be the one standing next to the chaplain. It's like, nah, man, that you just don't go to them just because you already know how they get down. It's crazy.
So that's why I was like, man, once again, and I will say this: if I was on that board, everybody gone. Yeah, because y'all just messed up my money. Everybody gone. Yep. Everybody gone. All y'all executives, we gonna bring in a whole new team. All of y'all are gone.
Yeah.
For those of y'all that didn't do anything, I'm sorry. You just
bye.
Hey, wrong place, wrong time.
You should have said something.
Right. You only been here a week. You got to go.
You just got here. Hey, look,
my response to that would be, you was taught
the wrong thing. You was taught the wrong thing, so you got to go.
you should have not taken the job. You should have taken the job. You should have said no.
Look, you should have said you could start next week.
Right.
You should have said that I got to give 2 weeks at my other job. That's what you should have said. No, you didn't say that. So you got to go with them.
That's nuts. Had I just shown up a week later. Week later. Yeah,
But
that's crazy, man.
Yeah, that whole situation, and I kind of feel a little bit for the gamers that love Call of Duty. I don't feel for y'all that are behind a 287 gig game. But if y'all like that, hey, more power to you. More power to you. I just hope you got a 10 terabyte hard drive on PC. That being said, let's talk about something that's a little less, jarring and possibly a little more funny. Polygon. So Polygon has an article. Now, I don't really like Polygon, but I did have to read this just because I thought it was hilarious. So Polygon actually has an article out that says that Skyward Sword HD should have been remade like Final Fantasy VII.
No, hold on. No. The exact wording is Skyward Sword deserved Final Fantasy VII remake treatment.
Yeah. Writer that wrote that, let me explain something to you as somebody who played Final Fantasy VII remake. Number one, they don't even know how many episodes they're gonna make.
Right.
That's number one. So no, hell no. Number two, I can't see Nintendo making a game that's 90 gigs for the opening 5 hours of the original game.
Nah.
Blow it out to 40 hours.
And they don't
50 hours.
They're gonna give you a whole story. They're not gonna break your story off in pieces like that.
Nah,
I mean,
not on
I
purpose.
kind of sort of, because I didn't read it, and because I wasn't gonna read it because the headline was stupid. But just for me,
comedy purposes,
just kind of looking at the title and trying to give my own interpretation of it. I guess a lot of people hate the fact of how Nintendo does one-to-one representation, and then they give you kind of like the quality of life upgrades. Now, for me, I think that's the purest way of doing it, because the first thing I think about is, let's say, for example, like Jay and Shadow were the first ones to say, yo, you need to pick up Skyward Sword even for the ending alone, because I've never touched it. Now, imagine if Skyward Sword got the treatment that Final Fantasy VII Remake got. What are we talking about? Because in that regard, we're going to have two totally different experiences.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's where I feel like a lot of people get it misconstrued, because even with Pokemon coming out later this year, they upgraded as much as they possibly could and left it at one-to-one representation, because honestly, this is the brain people in that's never played that before, and then those for the nostalgia factor. If you go and changing everything up, then where's the nostalgia factor? That's a different game at that point. So yes, do like as much of a graphical boost that you do, but don't go and rehaul the entire game. That's stupid. That's a brand new game at that point.
And Metal Mint, just to be honest, they wouldn't make it to the Forest Hill, but you get to right where you first go down. That's where the game gonna stop.
You didn't make it out of the sky. Like,
that's where the game will stop.
They made it out the sky, and that was it.
That was it.
Yeah, that
we landed here
to his
on the
death.
next episode of Skyward Ball Z.
And that would have been 60 hours. You would have spent the first 60 hours of the game in Sky.
But here's the one thing though that would have been funny if they did do it and stretch it out. That woman that's in Skyloft to be looking at Link, even though she knows she married.
Yeah.
The comedic moments that could happen from that would have been funny.
Oh, that would have
But
been
that's about the only good thing that would have come out of it.
Yeah, that would have been
that, and maybe Link's falling from Skyloft to the planet,
right,
might have been stretched out to 3 hours.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
a mini game right there. That's a mini game right in between.
Oh yeah, they setting up a mini game with that. But yeah, I get where they were trying to go, but even then, it's like, if we did do that, do we now pull that stunt Square pulled and let's release like this other piece of a game that wasn't there before we released the second part of Final Fantasy VII Remake? It's like, why are we doing this? I don't get it.
That's the one thing I kept telling, because like I got played because I thought that Square Enix was gonna be like, okay, once you get the first one, they'll tell how many more episodes they're gonna do. Nope.
Makes sense.
No, but the original thing they said was going to be 3 parts. So I'm like, okay, that's 1 per disc.
Per disc.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah.
They straight up.
Come to find out.
Like,
so wait a minute. Let me ask. Is this new? Well, it's not new now, but is Final Fantasy VII, does that have all the stuff that includes like all the other parts that just weren't in Final Fantasy VII, like Advent Children and like
not even
know.
close.
Well, right now we don't know. Right now we don't know because one rumor that somebody was talking about, they're gonna put Crisis Core in that, and I'm like, why would they do
Crisis
that?
Core a prequel?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Crisis Core was a prequel. Like, why would they do that? So we don't know what all they're gonna make. And once again, they took the first 5 hours of Final Fantasy VII and exploded it out, and basically it. Because when I was playing, I'm like, why aren't we going where we need this? We should have been there by
then
now.
they had Sephiroth showing up a bunch of times he wasn't supposed to.
Okay, so with that being said, then I guess if it doesn't have like if it had all of that stuff in there, that I would be like,
That would
okay,
make
that
sense.
makes sense because
Yeah.
the original didn't have that.
Yeah.
Right.
But the thing, like Jack said, is that like a lot of Nintendo games are timeless. So to bring those back to people who haven't played them, and just update the quality of life and stuff like that, that allows like younger gamers or stuff like that to be able to experience the same day. Well, technically on the whole, the same game that we got to experience.
Right.
And like still allows us to be able, because I don't care what you say, like playing any 64 game, I think me and Jack talked about that, playing any 64 game is hard as hell now.
Yeah.
Like that's just almost not a thing. But like if they brought quality of life things back to any of those games, that's really all that's needed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Besides, maybe a bump in looks here, or quality and sound here, or something like that. So like for Nintendo to just do that one-on-one with a lot of their games, like Skyward Sword and Pokemon and stuff like that, that's really all you need. You don't really need anything else.
Metal Mint is wrong for what he put down there.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Imagine if they do that Ocarina of Time.
Yep.
Ooh, 40 hours stuck in the Kokiri Forest.
Yeah,
that's hey, I've done that. Now look. Now 7-year-old me had no clue where that sword was, so I was walking around with a shield, backflipping on people.
I'm with you. Around. Yeah, I'm right there with you. But he has a point, because honestly, they would have stretched that whole scenario out of you finding your damn find your bird. In that situation, it would have been more conversations, more little side quest situations, more cutscenes. It just would have been extra for nothing. It would have been more story driven than anything.
I think what some people are, and I don't know if this is what the author meant, was because Final Fantasy VII Remake changes the entire combat.
It changes all the story and everything. Yeah.
So if they were talking about doing it in that respect, okay, but then you're taking away what made Skyward Sword, which is that 1-to-1 with the. Now I will say this, although I think it is easier to play with the Joy-Cons, I miss my Wii remote and Chuck, and I will keep saying that because that is the best way to play that game. Just being honest, but
I can understand that.
I understand where some people are coming from, but look, y'all know Nintendo weird. Just y'all know they weird.
So now I have a question for everybody here.
That's part of their charm.
Do we feel like because kind of like we got Final Fantasy VII Remake that did this, and then we think about Resident Evil 2 and 3 did the same thing. Now I saw a lot of people happy that Resident Evil 2 and 3 made these changes. Now, would you have rather those been 1-to-1? Or
here's the difference though with Resident Evil 2 and 3 Remake. They were each that one game. They weren't the one game divided into multiple parts.
Into about 55 different places. Yeah, I get you.
And another thing too, they basically took the over the shoulder from 4, and put it in and just made.
So it's kind of like a quality of life upgrade.
Graphics. Yeah. It's kind of like it's a remake and quality of life at the same time.
Yeah, right. Because they had some content updates they needed to do anyway because of the later games.
Yeah, and
so
on top
it
of that,
makes more sense.
And if I'm not mistaken, and Andre, I think you probably know this better than I do. I want to say they did add some stuff that was cut from RE2 because
I've been playing on PC, and they added some stuff into it.
So yeah,
for
I
two
understand.
and 3, they added stuff in that they couldn't do before.
Yeah.
But they didn't
So
stray too much away from the path
No, they
of what
no.
the
nah,
original game or
like
experience
your
on the
your
PlayStation.
general overall
Yeah.
story is basically still the same. It's
And
just
that's
different gameplay.
and I like that. I mean, because honestly, with that, I mean, Skyward Sword wasn't going to get anything different unless
Mm-mm.
the Switch could do 4K, and that's what mainly people were looking for, like these
Which
graphical
yeah.
outbursts.
And,
I don't get it.
and the funny thing
Yeah.
about Skyward Sword is it's completely cell shade, so you
Exactly.
wouldn't
Wouldn't
be
have
able
made
to
a
tell no
difference.
way.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
it's
wouldn't have made a
timeless.
difference. Now, if you're talking about something like Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask, yes, you'll see it there. But you
Yeah.
ain't gonna see it on Breath of the
Ocarina of
Wild
Time,
or
Majora's Mask, Twilight Princess.
Twilight Princess. Yep.
And
Mhm.
Twilight Princess, you'd have to take that haze shade that they put over everything to try to make it.
Oh, that film.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
have to take that out to do that. And let's be honest, they're not going to do that because that takes away from Twilight Princess.
Yeah.
Right.
The reason why that's there is because it's in the title,
Right.
Twilight.
Mhm.
So the game revolves around dusk. So
Right.
hey,
So, Vicky, what is your take on this? Since this is dedicated to you, ma'am, what is what is your take?
and you have played Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yep.
I did, and I quit. Because I was into it, and then I heard that they didn't even start making the next part, and then
Yeah,
I
they haven't.
more parts they're going to be. And I was like, I'm sorry, they did what? Oh yeah, no. I kindly stopped playing that game, and that was the end of that.
Mhm.
I'm because I never played the original one, so I was like, oh, it's gonna be fun to play. And then I heard that, I was like, no, you're not getting me hooked into something that you can't even finish. No.
Right.
They charged you for a large demo.
Another toxic relationship.
Pretty much. I mean, because think about it. How many times have we watched watch an anime, and then it takes forever for that next season to come out, and then now you got to play catch up, so that way you can understand where you are.
Bleach. I'm still waiting on Bleach.
Really good show that you're into, and it gets canceled. Like
that too.
After season 1, you're like, "Oh, the show's gonna be great." Canceled. What? Wait.
Everybody was watching. What you mean?
Luke Cage season 3. We was waiting for Luke Cage season 3. Luke Cage.
I can't stand that, especially with those the mid-season breaks that they take. Is just you get taken out of the entire series. You've been caught up. It's kind of like binge watching. You catch up, and then they say, okay, well, we're going to take this long, brief hiatus out of nowhere, and then it's hard for you to get back into it, or for you to even care. Because I know I stopped caring after a while. So.
And the funny thing about that is Netflix and Hulu have spoiled us to the point of where,
that too. Yep.
if you do a mid-season break, it better be a week.
Right.
That's why I appreciated WandaVision, because
it better be during the Olympics.
Yeah. There better be a reason for it.
Yep. So,
like y'all think
I enjoyed the every week situation. So that's what it was.
You play it, and once it's over after 6 weeks. They're not going to take a break after week 3.
Right.
They're not going to do that. So yeah. Well, one more thing before we freestyle, and that's the scalping situation. And I wanted to ask y'all thoughts on that, because this is getting to the point of ridiculousness for real with this scalping situation. If you are the head of Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo, Capcom, Ubisoft, how do you do this? How do you pull this off?
I know how, but I'll let everybody else go before I say mine.
That's lame.
I'm gonna see what y'all say, but I know exactly how you combat this.
You know how I would do it. And this is just off the top of the dome without too much thinking around it. I would provide my own service. Similar to like Amazon and stuff like that. Like if you want to buy this, you want to buy your accessories and stuff like that. Like we got this all in stock. It's here, right here, because we Sony. We got everything. It's all in my store. I got it. And then when I send it out to you, I know who I'm sending it out, what truck is going through, how it's getting sent to you, all of that stuff. So like if we got problems and that don't get sent to you when I told you it was going to get sent to you, like I can track all that back easily. I know who did it. It's you right there. We're going to find out you, and we're going to take your pay and you fired. So
okay.
I think that's pretty, I won't say that's the easiest way, but I feel like that's the easiest way to be able to track where your supply is going and who is going to. And instead of because really I don't understand how these companies are not like real irritated about this. Like they stealing out on your money. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
You charging 500, but they charging 1,000,
Yeah.
1,100, 1,200. They making money off of your stuff, and you ain't even getting all of that. You now the middleman. You the person making it, and you the middleman. How did that work out? So
Right.
it's
Yeah, 'cause
just
I know, like, I would say set up a wait list. So like when I go shopping for clothes and sometimes the thing's not in my size, it's not there, you're like sign up for the wait list and we'll notify you. And then you put everything in. I put my money in. Certain ones will let you like just pay ahead of time. You pay a certain percentage or whatever. And then I sit and I wait. And eventually they're like, hey, it's back in stock. You're next up on the list.
Mm-hmm.
okay.
You have 72 hours to respond to this email. Do you still want this item? Yes.
Yeah.
And then that's it. So let's do it that way. And it's disgusting to see like how horrible this is. And even when you put like 5,000 things in place like New York Comic Con did, there still was scalpers immediately 5 seconds after. People are still fighting in the queue. We're still like pandemic numbers, so like it's not a full Javits Center. And they're like, how is there already Saturday tickets up on, Ticket Hub or whatever for triple the price? And I was like, people are trifling.
any and everything now.
And like you see, like on I think it's like Kmart or Sears or whatever, they're selling PlayStation 5s for like $1,100.
Oh yeah, they spiking too. Yeah.
I'm like, I'm looking like all you did was put like some crappy little plastic something with it and claim this is why it's an extra $1,100 because it's a bundle. A bundle.
Yeah.
Right.
What is that?
Right.
Yep.
To hold the games. I think it was like a plastic game holder thing or something. I was like, Also, where that thing is $3.99 from the dollar store. Like, no.
Yeah. All right, Andre.
Hold on, because I had been back and forth, so I didn't fully get the whole subject. Talk about scalpers.
Yeah, the scalping. Yeah.
Well,
How
okay,
to combat
then.
it.
How to combat? Oh man, that's. There's no real answer to that question because again, like I said, people taking their stuff that the companies may not even be making money on themselves and making money off of it. So it's like, even with Vikki's suggestion and setting up a wait list in the queue for it, you can still have scalper bots for that. So,
well, when you have to attack the bots too, because you can set up security measures to attack bots. That's not hard. That's really because a lot of people do. That's why I'm surprised Amazon hadn't done it, because Amazon, as greedy as they are, I mean, as charitable as they are, you would think that they would be the first ones setting that up, because you would think they would want that money coming to them and not some seller off, not some third party seller. You would think they would want them. They want the initial sales to come to them so they can get they cut. You would think,
but they still get a cut of the scalpers selling it, especially if they're selling it through them.
Well, some of them aren't though.
Some of them aren't, but
yeah, but like they need to step in and shut down, because you remember those guys out in wherever who had like
the toilet paper holders
filled with like hand sanitizer and toilet paper, and they like after them, they destroyed them. So let's if we go let's do it then. Like let's go after these people who have like a storage unit filled with PlayStation 5s.
Which is so crazy.
That Sony is so proud of having 10 million sold out.
Right.
Like,
I wouldn't even have
come
announced
on
that.
now.
I'm not even bragging on that at that point.
Come on now.
To be honest, that was funny when that dude got approached by Homeland Security. He was crying. He thought he was going to do 25 years. He quickly gave everything back. I was like, you little punk. So you got no backbone. If you're gonna do it, go hard.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do it, do it. Don't sit up and turn into a little, turn into a little crybaby when you get caught. Because
Yep.
Fed time ain't no joke, but you knew that going in. So
Mhm.
yeah. All right, Jack, your thoughts.
Okay, so for me, what I'm doing is, as far as the systems themselves, I'm sending majority of the stuff to retail. So I know, for example, the way I got my PS5 was, of course, Wario64. Shout out to him. He was talking about Target was going to get stopped. Target made you verify that you were going to come pick it up. So you had to do it online because you were not walking in that store off rip. You had to buy it online, wait for them to call you to say, okay, everything is cool. Then you went to go get it. So I say that's how you do it for the retail. There is no walk-in pickup. As sad as that sounds, until things kind of calm down, there are no walk-in pickups. But as far as online stores go, I like Vicky's idea to where, yeah, there is a wait list. And even if there were bots to get you on that wait list, you having to do those verifications on your emails would have shut all that down. Because I don't know too many people that's going to go through how many ever made up emails to do those verifications. But even with that, whenever you do the online situation, I felt like they should have left it to where you have to have an account, where it's a PlayStation, Xbox, or a Nintendo account, and then also have a situation to where you had to key in your address and everything else, like fill it out.
Yeah.
Because
Yep.
you think about like apartments, even though you may not be approved to get said apartment, you got to fill out this application and give us all your detailed information. So I don't know any bots or anything that would have that many address lined up, and it has to be one that's going to get shipped to. So you can fill out all these fake address and all these fake emails all you want to, but if it's going to a different location that doesn't exist, then you're not going to be able to scout. It has to come to your house. There are no redirects, none of that. So I would say through what email address, your actual shipping and billing address, all that stuff will have to go there. Because I don't think they'll ever want to get too detailed with like the credit card holders, because I'm pretty sure not too many people that did the scalping came out of pocket. They went straight to credit.
Yeah, they definitely did.
But yeah, and then also limit it to one per household. Because that's just where you're gonna have to be right now. And I know a lot of people want to buy two, and especially when you have a wife and kids and things like that. But hey, just catch it the next time it's around, and then you purchase another one. But that's the only way you're gonna be able to stop it. But like you said, as much as we have as far as security goes, you would think they would be a little more serious when you talk about your Amazons and hell, even your Xbox. Be a little more serious about having a massive amount being bought by one person.
Yeah. That's not a legit, partner, that, because some of them, they do have partners that they resell through. We're not talking about them,
right?
Because they ain't going, because they're not really scalping. They just like, okay, look, we can store it here and sell it out from here. They already got their money, because Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo, they already paid them up front, so they ain't gonna do that,
right?
But we talking about these other folks that they suck. So
and again, my question is, why isn't Sony and Microsoft not taking measures to like really do that? Because like it all on paper, it all looks good now. Sony had the fastest ever to make 10 million. And we already know a lot of that is from scalping and stuff like that, good and everything. But like, you're already taking a loss on those systems, and while you hit 10 million already, like, and I already made the joke, like, Astro's Playground is the first, Sony software ever to have 100% attach rate, But with that being said, like, the software is what's supposed to make them all their money. But if you're not seeing all that software that goes along with all the hardware that is supposed to be being bought, then now you really losing money. So like, what's really going on? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, like you said, it looks good on paper. That 10 million sold through looks real good, because it makes it look like people are interested and there's a demand for it. While there is a demand for it, it's not as big as what they're showing off because of the scalpers. So,
and I will say this, I can promise you, at that board meeting, nobody's smiling.
Oh no,
nobody at that board meeting is smiling.
No.
Now they're gonna put this out to make it seem like
we doing good. Yeah, we doing real good.
That board meeting, you don't want to walk in there. I would love to be a fly on the wall, and that's on the board meeting, because I can promise you somebody got cussed out. Somebody got cussed out.
Think about this. I mean, because cool. The numbers sound great on hardware, but this starts affecting your software. If I have let's say 100,000 Ratchet and Clank fans that don't have a PS5 right now, they missed out on this game as of right now, as far as the sales go, because real gamers do not have these consoles. It's sitting in somebody's garage or somebody's basement or something, just waiting to be purchased for an astronomical price. And that's just where it is. But for me, outside of that, I would have to start, if I'm on that board beating, I'm starting to set up dummy accounts and purchasing these and start hitting up whoever sold them to me. That's just what I'm doing, because it's getting to that point to where you kind of have to start doing raids, to where, you know how they kind of have those dummy cars laying out there and saying, hey, we just gonna see who's stupid enough to steal it. All right, well, we're gonna see who's stupid enough to sell me a massive amount of PS5s, and then we got you.
Yeah, true. Okay, so it's the freestyle portion of today's show, and since we have Vikki here, we're gonna let her talk about whatever she want to talk about. Go.
That's what I'm gonna talk about. Great Ace Attorney came out on Tuesday.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh,
I gotta get it. I gotta get it.
Yes, I had a chance to play the first case, and it was amazing. It was a lot of weird moments, and then it was like crazy because there was moments when they were just dropping like these deep gems. I kept yelling out like message because like, dude, you know, obviously they're Japanese or whatever, and he's like accused, you know, by this white woman saying that he killed this guy. And it was like, and then she came out with the white woman tears. Just trying to throw it all away. They're like, no, we're trying to set up this thing with the UK. If a student doesn't mean that much, we just need to get rid of them. It was just like it was just, I was like, I'm not ready for all this. Like, it was just so like deep. And then the things they were saying, they were like, you know, government should be better than this. The justice system is broken. We need to fix it. It was just like message after message. I'm like, y'all better stop preaching all this. I was not ready for it.
Now, as a fan of it, I have a question. So the new things they added in to where now you have the jury and then also have some of the investigation stuff before you actually go to court. How does that feel? Or do they use that at all in the first case?
They don't use that. You don't. Well, usually in the first case for most of these games, I haven't seen one. You always are just thrown into the middle of the case. Tutorial. Yeah, and you don't necessarily go to the part where you're actually at the crime scene investigating yet. You're just in the middle of the murder. And you're trying to figure out what's going on in that moment. So that was happening in the first case. I didn't get a chance to. I didn't play the second one yet. But it was weird because I don't know if they're like a Sherlock Holmes theme, because the next case was like something Speckled Band, whatever that book's called, the case of the Speckled Band, and another one's the Hound of the Baskervilles. I was like,
Sherlock.
Yeah, I was like, that's all Sherlock. And I didn't even, I realized that I saw the Hound of the Baskervilles, and then I realized when I was editing the video that the next one was the case of the Speckled Band. Okay. Well, and there's 5 cases altogether. And I was like, man, now I kind of want to go back and scroll through, like, see if there was the other ones were also named after one of the Sherlock books or not. But yeah, I was like, man. So there was definitely some moments. The character, he had like crazy eyes happening. I was like, what is? And you know, there's always a part where they're like, do you challenge, or are you just gonna let this go? And I was like, I'm just gonna let this one go. And then it like stopped, and it was like, are you sure you want to do that? And he like turned his head and looked like right into the camera. So he was looking at me. It was full on. His eyes were extra big. He was like, that's what I'm gonna do. And he was like blinking slow. I was like, okay, this is creeping me out. I feel like he's gonna look at me. If he says, Victoria, what are you doing? I'm turning off this game. It was too Dora the Explorer creepy at that point. Oh,
okay. Okay, so quick little story time. When I first met Vikki, she was back on G Plus. She found out I like movies, and I do watch Asian cinema a lot. And she got me to watch the live action Ace Attorney. That was one of the best movies I ever seen in my life.
It's a great movie, yeah.
And I want to ask you, do you think they're gonna do another one just because of how crazy this series is?
I wish they would, because there's so much and they connect all of them all the way through. So like I would love for them to do that. I mean, I know they have the anime, so it's like, why don't you do another one? You know, and I would love to. I really want to hope that when I play this game, that I see a connection in the future, you know, to like the other games. So I would hope so. It would be cool. Yeah. Plus, you know, they have cool hair. It's always hilarious. They made sure they still had that hair in the movie. So
I didn't even know this came from Japan. I didn't know this was already out and just brought over here. So I'm thinking this is like full-fledged, brand new out the gate. But yeah, I love Ace Attorney, because I try to get into Professor Layton and I just can't get into Professor Layton. But
I did play a crossover. Did you play the crossover?
Yeah,
I heard the crossover was good. I heard the crossover was actually pretty
because
good.
of Professor Layton, and because Ace Attorney, I didn't like the Professor Layton aspect of it.
Yeah, Professor Layton is more just about the puzzle solving and anything else than Ace Attorney is more story driven, even though it does include some puzzle stuff.
Right.
So
I will say this: that movie, if you think the objections in the game are crazy, watch that movie.
Objection!
Just watch the movie. Just watch, because the director is Takashi Miike, who's one of like the best horror directors of ever, and he directed that movie. Just watch for the objections. You'll laugh. Just the objections alone are worth watching that movie. Right. Watching that live action movie. I'm like, that is crazy. But yeah,
I'm about to say, if you never played the game or played the series, I think, you know, whenever they kind of give you the brief overlook of the case in the beginning, and you like, okay, I know he did it, but now you got to find a way to get the whole story together and piece it together in court. I think that's the best thing. And you know, they have it set up kind of like Mario in a way, to where it's kind of like the 3-hit situation, and you win, and that's kind of how it is. It's like, hey, I got you on this one, but all right, let me switch my story up. So then they go and they switch the story up, and then you get them again, like, all right, one more time, and then they get the sweat in, and you see all the animations. It's
they totally like go crazy. They're like, and then like just madness happens. I'm like, yes, I got him.
It's like an actual hit where you see them like flip over on their heads and stuff like Dragon Ball Z, and it's like, I love it.
That's where the emotional responses in Ace Attorney are just like, you know, that's how people actually think in their head anyway. You just see it on the character's face completely. So yeah, it worked.
Yeah, it's totally worth it. And the anime wasn't that bad either. The anime was a little bit more serious than I thought it was going to be, but it's still good, because that first case was like, because they start off the rip. That's why I love anime, because especially like the case closed and stuff like that, because they start off with like a horrendous action.
Yeah,
and you're like, this is supposed to be a TV-14. Y'all just murdered like in the first 5 minutes. Because like case closed is they know, like case closed to kill a kid off the rip. Yeah, and then you go back and do the actual. Yeah, so.
The only thing I don't like about Case Closed, they do the Scooby-Doo Velma stuff. I don't. Yeah. It's like, we've been riding with you this whole episode. When did you see this? I don't. Oh, I figured it out. How? When?
No, you didn't.
I didn't see it. Then he got to knock him out, get the bow tie. And I'm like, Velma, when did you figure this out? When did he figure this? I don't.
No, I'm not gonna lie. I do like the Columbo aspect of that.
Like, hold on, what clue did you? That wasn't on screen anywhere.
Like, you have to go back and watch the movie again, because you're like, I'm gonna find where you saw that at.
Right. And that's what Case Closed. Like, when I first saw it, because it used to come on super late at night.
The little guy, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
And the reason why they had to do that, because usually when they kill somebody, they showed it. I'm like, geez, you just slit that dude's throat.
Yep. Because I watched it, and he pulled that stunt. I was like, hold on, let me go back. No, I didn't miss anything.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I thought it was just me. He always had that twinkle in his eye.
He's sitting there going frame by frame, looking over the whole screen.
Like this.
Like
I said,
thought so.
That's the what is it? Is it Tom Cruise with the ponytail? You walking around like
oh yeah.
That's John
John
Pulp
Travolta.
Fiction. Pulp
John
Fiction,
Travolta,
Yeah. I mean, dude, it's basically Columbo.
yeah.
Like Columbo never. If you watch the episode of Columbo, you're like, ain't no way in hell that don't make no sense.
Nah, it
but
doesn't.
but he figured it out. So,
But I like it though. I like it. How much was it, Vicky?
I think it was in the 30 range.
I don't think it's a full 60. I didn't think.
Yeah, it's not a full 60. I think it's like 30 or I think it's like 40 or something. Like,
Yeah, I might have to pick that up today now.
mm-hmm.
I might have to. Sorry, Ascent. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna play the Ascent, and nope, Ace Attorney. It is.
all right. So Sandstorm, I know you still kind of hobbled a little bit. So
Yeah, actually, I've got my trigger finger is finally working. So, like, I haven't tested it yet, but I can finally hold a controller to where I can finally hit the triggers. Man, just was it yesterday? It was yesterday. I'm like, you know what? Let me see how far my gaming prowess has gone since I've been able to move a couple fingers. Right. And I got on Smash. I was like, you know what? Let me put it on tournament. I'm gonna take my 2 best characters. Ooh. I'm gonna put everybody else at. Let's go to 8. Let's not even do 9.
This sounds like a regret story.
It was bad, bro. It was bad. I was like, why am I getting juggled? No, back. Come on. I think I made it to a semi once, and like, so my top 3 is Piranha Plant, Sephiroth, and Terry, and like, I've kind of slowly died on messing with Terry, but for some reason I made it all the way to the semis with Terry, and I forgot who I lost to. I think it was Ness.
Don't let it be Kazuha, because Kazuha is a beast.
Nah, I purposely took him out of the equation. You ain't getting in here. You ain't part of the tournament. You ain't over here. And like, I was running and I was like, man, I cannot do any of these. Like, my finger reactions was just so slow. And I was like, you know what? Let's back to turn-based. I'm going back to turn-based. Where Fire Emblem's at? I haven't played that in a while. So
you'll most come back.
Yeah, it's a struggle. I don't even want to try a first-person shooter right now. That's gonna be depressing to me.
I wouldn't even do it.
Yeah, I ain't ready for it. So,
but unless you could do mouse and keyboard, you're gonna be screwed.
Oh, absolutely not. Yeah. I can't even. My finger, like, this is how far the index finger is going, and I can't open the whole hand up. And my mouse is, I got a nice size fat mouse, It ain't gripping around that. That ain't happening. And I'm not about to cross play either. You know what I'm saying? Like, giving them the X every single time. It's just it ain't gonna happen.
Be playing your games like a drummer.
Yeah, it's that determination. Because I remember when my son jammed my finger. Because we were playing, he ran right into my finger, and I had to wear a cast. And I tried everything. I tried to just play like it was arcade stick. I tried everything, man. It just wasn't working. I said the one time I'm out of work for like 2 weeks, and I can't touch a single game.
I got a whole month to myself to enjoy my kids, my family, and my hobbies. And the one hobby I enjoy the most is not happening. Like, it's been stripped down to turn-based. And more turn-based, and maybe as a matter of fact,
go ahead and get Ace Attorney.
The one game I can play now, but like I still gotta like, I could finally get to Hyrule Warriors. So
okay,
that's that game we bought for my daughter because she's like absolutely in love with Zelda. It's like her favorite series, which is cool. Like, that's my favorite series. That's her favorite series, And so like she was playing so far, and she got to a point where she was just like, Dad, I can't beat this part. Can you help me? And now, even more so back then, I was just like, yo, you need to figure that out yourself and beat it. Because that's how you're supposed to play the game. Like, you're supposed to lose so you can understand why you lost and be able to play those. Now I go into the game, I'll be like, Baby Sandstorm, like, hey, I can't do this, bro. I'm handicapped.
You actually have a reason.
Yeah, you have a reason. You can do it.
You actually have a reason. Now it'd be funny. No, I'm not gonna say that. But yeah, you have a reason.
What would be funnier if she said, "Well, Dad,
No, she
you have to
has
lose in order to be able."
multiple times. And as a matter of fact, my wife is a side seat driver when I drive, and it irks the mess out of me. My daughter is a side seat gamer when I play,
Ooh.
and it gets to my nerves every single time. And
I feel for
she,
you.
oh man, the first time I started the game, I was like, I know exactly how to play this game. Like
Right.
it's Dynasty Warriors. Like I'm used to playing this game, so I'm playing and everything. And she's all like, "Dad, you're supposed to do that. Dad, you're supposed to do that." I'm like, I know how to play the game. She's like, Mom, Dad don't know how to play this game. He ain't never played no games like this before. Okay, you need to go. Get out of. Go find something to do. Go find something to do. I'm playing my games.
I done been there.
Don't hate on me. Don't bring the mess over here.
Kids
Don't
get
bring
too
it over
grown
here.
too fast, man. Dad, you don't know how to do that? I'm like, go somewhere. I'm
gonna hurt you.
All right. So Andre, what you playing?
As of late, I've touched a bunch of different games. But just yesterday I was playing was a Battleship and freaking Risk with my fiance. She was kicking my ass. So,
that's it.
Yo, those games are way too personal. I could
They
never.
are.
No, I could never. That brings up a lot of bad stuff.
Andre, just don't watch the Battleship movie. Just please
oh
don't.
no,
watch the
hell
Battleship
no!
Oh,
I already
yeah,
know
that's
not to
a
watch
bad
that
movie.
crap.
Yeah, that's a bad movie.
I watched it because I watched it because people kept telling me how bad it was. I'm like, y'all have not seen bad movies. I have seen bad.
Yeah, but
I
it's
stand
one of those
corrected.
movies that looks like it's bad in a way that's not enjoyable.
It wasn't. And then they had the nerve, the unmitigated gall, to say, "You sunk my battleship." Not once, but twice in that film.
Yo,
and I'm
why
sitting there
you
like,
put that in there?
who the hell wrote this? They should be fired.
Awful. Awful.
Yes. And the first time it happened, you like, they didn't say that. They really didn't say that.
And then they
Yes,
doubled
did.
down.
Then they doubled down. I'm like,
Talk about cliche lines. That's what I don't even like when they like say the name of the movie in the movies now. That irritates me.
Yeah.
Like,
so I can read. I saw the
only
credits.
exception. Hold on. There are some exceptions like Fight Club.
There are some exceptions. Yes.
Fight
Mortal
Club
Kombat
works.
as well.
Mortal. Iffy.
Well, not in that way, but like you know.
Yeah, but
because yeah.
Everything else was like,
we don't need you sticking the name of the movie in the movie. Just don't.
This is not a war. This is an infinity war.
Why?
Like, okay.
Yeah.
Like
So
whoever
we go
wrote
that
that line, pack your things, leave,
and get out. That's what I'm saying. Like, I know they be they having a round table read. If I'm in there and I hear that, get out. Get out.
You gotta
pause. Hold up. Who wrote that line? Johnny? Pack your shit, get out.
As an actor, you gotta like pause before you say it and look around. Like, is anybody else seeing this? Okay, I guess I'm gonna say it and just I'm gonna pause for effect to see if anybody just laughs. Just get up and walk out. No, okay, I guess we're doing this. I guess
I know, right? I guess it's staying.
But the only thing I've been playing this week is Monster Hunter Stories because I'm now in my grind phase because I got work, but I did beat the crap out of Legia Crust.
Dedication.
Yeah, and that was just for everything that I went through in Monster Hunter Try.
Now let me ask you, how far along is that? Because I am, if we're counting everywhere an island, I'm up in the mountains. And I feel like there's kind of a routine of how everything is.
What village are you at?
What is the name of that village?
Is it Ruto?
No. It's the
Nuatai?
village. It's the village where you're supposed to meet up with some guy, and just in case Ratha doesn't act right, we gonna seal his powers, guy.
Oh, you're in the Frost. You're in Kuan Village. All right.
Okay.
No, you don't. You're about to get the league. You're about to get the Gear Crush. That's the village after that.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, actually, it's a couple things that happen, but you should get them right after that.
Right.
Because that's not. I just enjoy fighting because Andre knows about me and my numerous headaches with Gear Crush. So yeah, I've been taking my advantage to beat the ever living hell out of Gear Crush on multiple occasions just because I love it now.
You talking mess? This is easy. It ain't nothing, bro. You ain't getting no attack.
Oh nah, dude. I'm making up cuss words. So yeah. But that being said, I also been playing Streets of Rage 4. So
yes.
That DLC is actually pretty good. If
yes.
you guys haven't had a chance to, I actually enjoy it.
It's
I actually
fun
enjoy some of the
hell.
stuff they made to it. So yeah, give that a shot because it is fun.
I got a question for anybody else playing that though. Am I the only one that realized that all of Adam's special moves were stolen from Terry, Ryu, and Akuma?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, it's so blatant to the point. It's so blatant to the point where you just sitting there looking like SNK should sue for copyright infringement.
No. This is an opportunity for a crossover. Let's make some money off of this.
No. The crossover's already in Smash Bros. All they got to do is add Adam in Smash Bros. Last character. And
look, this dude got a full-on super hurricane kick with an actual tornado around him. And then he stole Terry's overshift geyser technique.
Yep.
And his power geyser.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, bruh, he just
copyright infringement.
And he got and his hurricane kick in the air is basically Akuma's.
Right. Yep. Copyright infringement. I'm like, somebody finna see somebody lawyer.
And if you want to get real technical, he took the blast upper from Heavy D from King of Fighters.
Mm-hmm.
So this dude, he saw some special moves. He's like, okay, I'm gonna cop that. I'm gonna cop that. That looks pretty. I'm gonna take that one too.
And once you learn how to play with Shiva is God tier.
But I still prefer Adam to him though for some weird reason because Adam's attacks seem to connect better than his.
Yeah, but if you get surrounded by Shiva's gonna destroy the surrounding.
Dude, the messed up thing is though, Axel's the front cover character, but like the bottom tier as far as play style.
I can't stand playing with Alex. I can't stand with Axel. I can't stand playing with him.
It's weird.
In none of the games, I never really liked him.
Yeah.
I liked him.
He's the cover guy.
It's weird. He's like falling to the wayside.
Right.
I mean,
that's what happens when you get old.
I mean,
okay, hold on. Adam's older than him.
You know what I'm saying. Yeah.
They did make him look like a 1990s grunge rocker, though. I don't.
Yeah.
He's like Chuck Norris before Chuck Norris got famous.
There you go.
Basically, yeah. All right, people. We're way over an hour. So that's gonna be it for this week's podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for everybody that showed up in the comments. We appreciate you. If you like what we do here, please give us a like, share, subscribe, all the other good stuff. We do this every week on Twitch and here. So hey. And with that being said, time for the weekly pimp out. So Vikki, anything you want to pimp out?
Yes. So I've been commissioned to crochet something tomorrow.
Sound nervous.
I'm nervous about saying that.
Real hesitant.
I've been commissioned to crochet male genitalia.
I knew it.
I was like, she's too hesitant. She's happy on that. Look at that.
Like, how am I going to say this? So I'm trying to figure out what should be the Twitch title for tomorrow.
Baby oil. That's all it needs.
No.
That's all
designing the male anatomy. There
you go.
That's very.
No.
There you go.
There you go. Well, crocheting the male anatomy.
Crocheting cock. That's what
What a girl wants, what a girl needs.
Yeah.
So I have some chocolate yarn, and it's going to be some interesting.
She go with
boy.
She said chocolate.
I'm
Is
so
that
glad.
dark? Is that dark chocolate or is that milk chocolate?
It's a little bit darker than milk chocolate.
Okay, because we ain't talking white chocolate. White chocolate ain't top. No, dude, no white chocolate.
Oh my goodness.
You're wrong.
I'm so glad I'm not monetized. I'm so monetized.
At this rate, it wouldn't have mattered. At this rate, it wouldn't have mattered. I done seen some crazy stuff. So you good.
Because like I want somebody to order the butt pillows because I want to crochet one of those because those are adorable. They're cute. But I got commissioned to make that instead, and
All right.
I'll be making next week.
I will come and say I support, but I am not watching.
Oh yeah, I'm coming in saying hi.
There you go. Like we'll come in the first 5 minutes of stream. Hi and bye.
I'm gonna hang out for the whole stream because it's not gonna look like anything until like probably the stream 2 or 3.
I'm not trying to get surprised.
Look
Whoa.
like anything.
Oh.
Hey, hold on, it's turned into something. I don't know. Is that a vein, Vicky? You're a little too detailed. I don't like that.
Oh boy.
Oh, this is gonna be horrible.
There's no the actual pattern, but I can actually do that.
No.
And
My bad.
You had to give it that idea.
My
I
bad.
can totally add that though.
My bad.
That
I
would
didn't
make
mean
it more
to.
interesting. To do that.
I didn't mean to.
I am so glad I don't monetize my videos. So,
My bad.
yeah. Andre, anything you want to pimp out, man?
Anything you got there, Andre?
Oh man. Well, you checked the Game Idea Foundry Talk episode 7 from last week. Next week is going to be episode 8. It's going to be on Celebrity Deathmatch. I'm not.
We're not gonna be able to top Vicky. We're not. We're just gonna be able to top
Easy
Vicky.
rail, yes.
Top that.
This was our
Should
show.
let her go last.
Yeah.
Should let her go last.
Oh boy. All right.
Oh my
Jack.
brain.
Yeah. I'm posting a video. That's posting one coming up this week, and then also in nature of getting some ideas from Abaddon. For those of you that know Abaddon, he's been going real heavy with this 1,000 hours as far as making music, and he's been sticking to it, like really trying to get to that 1,000 hours. So in lieu of me learning how to work this bad boy, I'm going to do something similar. Not 1,000 hours by no means, but definitely just trying to, I guess maybe start a live to try to see how I go through my beat process and see if I can get people that are a part of the whole NPC family to come through and try to help me if I'm missing something and trying to figure something out before I buy the NPC Bible that does exist for $40 freaking. But yeah, everybody says it's worth it, but hopefully I can get some help before I have to make that purchase. So yeah, that's coming up pretty soon on a different channel, not the gaming channel, but my Action Jack Reacts channel.
Okay.
All right. Cool. All right, Sandstorm, you got anything?
Yeah, actually, I just had a video a couple days ago. If you guys haven't checked out Jack's channel, he asked a very interesting question. So I kind of gave my response to that, and the question, Jack, it was why the future of consoles. I almost forgot it myself. What is the future of console gaming? So I kind of gave my response to that as well. So if you haven't checked out that, check that out as well. Vicky, I was gonna tell you that I was in the works on working on your lo-fi. I definitely don't want that being next to whatever you about to make. So that's gonna have to.
Really?
I can't see it. I can't see it. It's gonna start off with this is Sandstorm, and then it's gonna be all funky.
Oh,
and
I didn't even think about that. This lo-fi beat was made by Sandstorm, and then bam. That's not a
Nah, it's not a good look.
It's up.
Nah.
It's not a good look. She was like, and she gonna call me out too. And Sandstorm made this specifically for me for this episode. He wanted it on this episode right here.
Oh, and
This was
imagine with
definitely
it being
for him.
lo-fi and it could be like sensual sound.
Yeah,
Oh,
nah, that's a
it.
pass.
Yeah.
That's a pass. Can't do it.
Yep.
Can't do it. That's gonna go two ways, and both ways is not the right way. So, just know that it's in the works. It's coming at some point in time. So,
Jesus.
but yeah,
man, my head.
other than that, it depends on what Twitter is talking about, messy, and what I need to respond to.
All right, cool. I am gonna have a book review this week on Wednesday, but this time we're gonna be taking a look at the first 2 issues of Static Shock and Icon and Rocket's first issue that came out last week. I'm gonna be jumping on those and giving my thoughts. I had some people ask me because they wanted to get into comics, so they asked me some comics that they wanted to get into. So I'm just gonna do those, and I have another book I'm probably gonna do, another comic book series I'm probably gonna do on Friday, and I'll let you guys know that on Wednesday's stream. So we got one more person who just decided to pop in. We're gonna let him do his out, and then we out. We're not doing Shadow. You're not gonna have an hour. We're not doing this. We're not doing another hour. So, anything you want to pimp out before we get out of here?
Cowboy steaks are the greatest thing ever. I will always invest in those. They were super yummy. I just finished eating approximately 6 pounds of those.
Cowboy steaks?
Yeah. RIP to my heart. But
RIP your stomach, man. You finna destroy the toilet.
No, really, really good. And I just shout out to Super Bros because he always try to compete with me on the grill. He ain't gonna. I saw you guys trying to finish up a little bit here. But hi Vikki, how are you?
Hi. I was just talking about what I'm crocheting tomorrow.
No.
There'll be crocheting.
No.
To add to it the pattern.
No.
Can make into my own pattern because the extra ideas.
How long is this stream gonna be?
Please don't.
Look, don't even ask that question. No.
I'm about to say because then we start getting into size. And nah, we're not. No.
Oh god.
I'm gonna use a bigger hook, so it will be bigger.
Oh god damn.
Well, alrighty.
And this
So
is
I
why
opened that can of worms. Sorry about that.
And this is why I don't monetize. This is the main reason why I don't monetize, because I would never make anything.
Nah, I'm good, man. I appreciate you letting me on for the last 3 seconds, but yeah, it's always good to be on with you guys.
When we getting the shadow cast with PC Elitist, man, I need
Yeah,
that
hey, make it happen.
I'll do like Nintendo. Y'all need to contact him. I'm here. I'm
about to get his IP address right now and force him to get on there.
You know.
Hey,
there is another way to do it.
Don't corrupt his security now. He wants to protect his identity. You know how that goes. So
there is one other way you could do it though. You can use Twitter Spaces, do it right on Twitter, and then record it and post it.
That's right.
No hide.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that ain't gonna work. So,
yeah. Speaking of that, I got 2 videos I'll put out pretty soon. Y'all will see those coming pretty soon. One delayed because I was still working on it. But as soon as I'm done fixing these Joy-Con, y'all will see the results of that and what my take is going to be and what should happen going forward as far as what Nintendo should do and what you as the consumer should do. So that actually being gaming related and not BS related, that'll be on my channel coming soon. And then hopefully I can get all you guys to come on the Shadowcast. Hey,
come to find out, PC Elitist was Mr. Shadow Fox this whole time.
Oh yeah, that's plot twist. I'm pimping my own stuff.
You get in the bedroom every time you're like, man, I can't stand this dude. And he's like, oh really?
Switch it up. Switch it right on up.
All right, people. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We had a lot of fun. I know I did. See you guys next week, and Be easy, everybody. Hopefully nothing crazy happen next week, but I'm not holding my breath. So please go and watch Vicky's Twitch tomorrow. I will not be doing so, but I will be sharing it. So please go and watch it. I'm just gonna.
It's not gonna be anything.
I'm just gonna share it. I'm just not gonna watch it.
That's
NSFW.
Every girl with problems. That's what they say. It's not gonna be anything.
Yeah. So
it ain't really gonna be much.
And then OnlyFans just blows up. Bro.
There you go. You missing out on a blessing, Vicky. I'm telling you.
And that being said, we'll see you guys next week. See you.
Peace, everybody.
Peace.